hobbies, and I play pool. So today I'm going to demonstrate to y'all how to play the pool, some basic strikes and some basic strategies. So all you need is a pool board, a cue stick, a chalk, and let me tell you there are 16 balls including the cue ball. So I'm going to start with the way to arrange the balls first. So now I'm going to show you how to set the balls. There are 16 balls in total. Take the black ball out. There are 7. Take the black ball and the cue ball out. There are 7 strike balls and there are 7 solid balls. Solid starting from solid 1 through 7 and stripe 9 through 15. Put the black ball in the middle. You start with a solid ball or a stripe ball, then you put stripe solid like in different order, and you do the same thing here. And while you set the ball, make sure you set the ball as tight as possible and be careful while taking the setter out so that you don't move the ball around, you don't make the ball loose, because that will hurt you when you break the ball. You won't make a perfect break, so make sure you set the ball as tight as possible. Okay, the ball is set. You have the cue ball right here. I'm going to show you how you set your hand. You spread your fingers and you put your thumb over your index finger and make sure your hand is stiff. You don't want your carpet to, you don't want to tear your carpet or anything. Make sure your hand is stiff. And you hold the cue stick at the end of the cue stick. I think it's a better way to do it. Some people say it's better to hold it right here in the center. You hold it at the end of the cue stick. Set your hand, and you want to push the ball as hard as possible onto the ball. So now I'm going to show you 3 different kinds of shots. The first one is called the follow shot, in which you hit the cue ball and it follows the target ball. You make sure that you hit the top of the cue ball so that the cue ball rotates and follows the target ball. So you hit the top of the cue ball and you push the cue ball. Now this is the second shot. It's called the stop shot, in which you hit the cue ball and after the cue ball hits the target ball, it stops right there. So you want to make sure that you hit the cue ball at the center of the cue ball, right at the middle. And you don't want to push the ball, so you do it this way, at the center of the cue ball. And now I'm going to show you the third shot. This is called a reverse shot, in which you hit the target ball with the cue ball and the cue ball comes back. You draw the cue ball back. It's also called a draw shot. While performing this shot, you want to make sure you apply chalk to the tip of your stick properly, because if you don't do this, your stick can slip from a cue ball and there's a risk of your carpet being torn. So you want to make sure you apply chalk to the tip of your cue stick. Now I'm going to attempt this shot. While doing this shot, you want to make sure that you hit the bottom of your cue ball. Don't hit like at the very bottom, just a little bit above the bottom. And so you hit the bottom and you must be real careful while performing the shot. Okay, this is a game situation where I'm going to show you how to use the follow shot. This is your last ball, the strike ball. So you want this cue ball to follow the strike ball, so you could get the 8 ball after that, the last ball. But the thing is that you don't want a cue ball to hit somewhere around here and be back here, because if the cue ball happens to be back here, you can't get the 8 ball. So you want a cue ball to follow the strike ball and you want your cue ball to be somewhere around here so you can get the 8 ball. So at the top of the ball, like I said, you strike it, follow it, and you can get the 8 ball. Now I'm going to show you how to apply the second shot, the stop shot, in this kind of game situation. You want your cue ball to stop right there so that you can get the 8 ball after you strike your final strike ball. You don't want your cue ball to get somewhere around here, because if you happen to have a cue ball somewhere around here or in the middle, you won't be able to get the black ball after you get that ball. So you want your cue ball to stop right there. or somewhere around here. So you're trying to apply the stop shot. Like I said earlier, the center of the cue ball, strike it like hard at the center of the cue ball. Now I'm going to show you how to apply the third shot, the drawback shot, in which you draw the cue ball back. You want to apply the drawback shot in this game situation because you want to get that 8 ball after you get your strike ball. If you happen to have a cue ball somewhere around here, like earlier, you want to be able to get the 8 ball. So you want to draw this cue ball back somewhere around here. So I'm going to show you how to apply the drawback shot. At the bottom of the ball, I'm going to show you how to get the ball that's at a certain angle. The cue ball, the target ball and the pocket are not in the same direction, not straight. So this ball is at a certain angle with the pocket, and cue ball is not, the three things are not in a straight line. So you'd want to strike the left part of the cue ball, the top, and this is how you strike the cue ball. Okay, this time I'm going to show you how to get that ball, the solid ball. But this time the difficulty is that you cannot get the bottom part of the cue ball, like you cannot hit it straight. So you need to elevate your hand, you need to position your fingers tight, and you need to get the cue ball like elevated without touching the strike ball, because if you touch the strike ball, it's going to be a foul. Now, you position your finger tight and elevated. You target the top. You don't want to hit the cue ball very hard, because if you hit the cue ball very hard, the cue ball is going to jump. You don't want the cue ball to jump and go outside, that will be a foul again. So you want to figure out the angle and get the top of the cue ball. There are some situations in which you can plan nothing other than rebound. You want your ball to rebound, hit the wall, rebound, and get to a pocket. So I'm going to show you how to do that. That's how you do it. I just showed you 3 different kind of pool shots and the game strategies, like when to use them. Using these 3 shots, you can learn more about them, like different types of game strategies, and what shot to use in what kind of place, and you can enjoy different kind of pool games like 8 ball, 9 ball, and straight pool. The beauty of this game is that you have to think different every time, and you also have to understand how your opponent is planning to take this game forward. So learn pool and enjoy. Thank you.